Good afternoon. The plaza of the Kotel, the Western Wall, the Wall of Wailing, the central focus of Judaism for thousands of years. It's pretty quiet now. Today, someone asked me, Avraham, why do we have wars? Why do we need wars? Why does God let us have wars? You know, it always comes back to blaming God somehow into the equation of our understanding, and it's a very limited way of looking at God when you understand how central man is to the plan. That man, his whole justification is that he does take responsibility, but no other creature in the universe takes responsibility for itself like a human being that follows God's will. Why do we have wars? Why do we suffer? I just came from a Shiva call for a friend who lost his son. He's doing well, he's holding up, because he's a man of faith. A person of faith, he has an option not to blame God, but rather to rely on something greater than ourselves. But the human ego doesn't want to give us that chance too easily. The chance at not blaming God and humanity taking responsibility for itself. Now, if you look at all the media response, at all the shock and the horror, at the brutality and the depravity of the behavior of those terrorists, and then you look further at most of the argument in the media is about the language they use to describe the terrorists. They're not freedom fighters. Oh, they are freedom fighters. Oh, they're militants. Oh, you know, the effort seems to be who can package evil in the most palatable way. But you and I know that it's not about how you package evil. Evil is shocking. But in our generation, we seem to have lost touch with how evil really is. We forget about ISIS. We forget about all the horrible things that humanity has done to itself since the beginning. Are we surprised because it exists, or are we surprised because we're insulated from the truth of where humanity can go? It wasn't that long ago that people threw other people into an arena with wild, hungry animals. And that was considered sport. That was considered entertainment. To watch human beings fight to the death against wild animals. Now, if that's a form of... I'm laughing because you have to laugh. It's so sickening. If that's a form of a person's entertainment, well, what do they do when they get serious about killing? You know, and I played a little football in my earlier years, and it's such a brutal sport, and yet we're still drawn to that screen to see those guys crash into each other at 20 miles an hour. And if you just scan the web and all the different world sports, you can make a very nice catalog of the violence that is woven into our nature. And sports is just one expression. But the violence is shocking to us, especially when it's perpetrated against the innocent and the beautiful and the young. And you know, I think this war is an attack on the young. And I think the elder generation needs to take accounting. What has been brought into the world, what we brought into the world, and what we brought next into the world, we can't just live and die and let the next generation take care of it. We're leaving them a legacy. And it's not just a nice fancy word, legacy, that you put in golden letters on a person's gravestone. A legacy is the impact of a generation's activities, their deeds, what they do, what they say, how they behave. All of that is recorded and reinvested in every generation, and every generation has to deal with what their parents give them. So, the old folks that are looking at saying goodbye to this world, just like this 25-year-old beautiful young man who was murdered had to say goodbye to this world. We shouldn't think that our legacy is simply being left a house or a car collection or a shopping mall. These aren't legacies. The legacy is our good deeds. And Torah says this. The Torah teaches very clearly that the only thing that's left is our good deeds. Because the bad deeds rot and burn away into anonymity, forgetfulness. And the good deeds are stored forever in the heart of the one who made us. And that's what we got. So may we leave a legacy of goodness. And part of our goodness is how we deal, how we respond to these difficult times. War, murder, pillage, plunder, rape, all these things we have no ability to deal with. I don't see how anybody can deal with that without faith. How we can face humanity without faith and the behavior that we've exhibited to ourselves for thousands of years. I wouldn't want to be on this planet without faith in God. And with faith in God, I know we can get through it all. We can, we have to, we must. That is our true legacy from those who came before us. So here at the Western Wall, we pray, we weep, and we begin again. Let's begin again. Let's remember, we're building our memory now. The future is now. What we do and what we say and what we record is happening as we speak. And that will be left for the generations to come. God bless you all.